Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So, we are in the portion of Chaye Sarah. Chaye mean life. Sarah mean the name of a woman, but it's also come from the word Sarah, Shrara, Shir, song, fight, the life of a fighter. You know, very difficult to appreciate Sarah. But she's the only woman in the Bible that been mentioned the day she died. Also Miriam, but here they mention, as the Zohar said, also the years, the days, how long she lived, the whole details. So we have to think, why is it so important to mention that? From an important spiritual point of view, Chaim, life, Sarah, Shira, is the question I would like to raise here. How can we have Chaye Sarah? How can we have a life full of Shira? Shira, Sarah, Shira means singing. How do you have a life full that you can say, and 1 hour before the soul leave the body, you're no longer going to have a dream, you're going to have memory. That's when you accomplish something. But if 1 hour before the person die, they have dreams more than memory, it's sad. I think it's sad. It's almost like missed opportunity of the entire life. So make sure you have memories instead of dream. This Friday, my friend, my student, my client, our family organize such a beautiful evening here on Friday for the sake of my birthday. And it was something very magical. It was like magic in the air. So it's part of my memory as one of the best evening of my life. So it's like, wow, kind of something that if that wouldn't happen, life would not be the same. Now, we all need to start thinking about our life where we might have missed opportunity, where we might not getting the full idea of what life is all about. And my dear friend, I have to tell you, all this cannot happen without spirituality. Because it is time for us to do shrara, I mean fight, like the name Sarah. And it's time for us to do shira, which means singing and song, like Sarah. And when we are thinking like that, life starts to change. Now, when we look at the life of Sarah, Sarah did whatever she can. That's when you feel her true personality, is to kick the other woman out of Abraham's life and to kick out Ishmael out of the house and make sure that Isaac become the leader. Isaac her son. Now, when you look at it from a superficial point of view, it looks like there's some political campaign happening here. And when you think like there's political campaign, you hate somebody. But it's not so. Sarah, being a prophet, being who she was, and again, it's very difficult to appreciate who she was because she never wanted to be appreciated. So that's why you don't know who she is. She knew that if Agar and Ishmael continue to be next to Abraham, the continuation will not be spiritual. Don't forget where Agar came from, Egypt, the place of the number one idol worshipping. And she was passing it on to Ishmael and passing it on as that would be the right knowledge, which it wasn't. And there's nothing worse than corruption. You know, there is a difference between mistake and corruption. Corruption is when you mix good and bad and you start thinking as the good is bad and the bad is good. You get very confused. Mistake, you know what's bad and what's good. Sarah was able, before she died, to separate the good from the bad. And the reason this portion called Chaye Sarah, the life of Sarah, is to teach us how to live a life like Sarah. All of us, it's not just for women, it's for men as well, for all of us. We have to follow her footstep. What is that we need to do to have a life like her? In the Zohar last week, they said that according to Kabbalah, according to spirituality, Sarah represents the body and Abraham represents the soul. So when they talk about this is the amount of life she was here, it's to remind us that the body has a certain amount of time. Everybody has to have a clock in front of their face and understand that this is a time that they gave you. Nobody knows how long they gave them. Some going to get 120 years, some going to get 90, some going to get 92, some going to get 86. Every person going to get something. And this is the amount of time that you're supposed to accomplish something that will benefit the world, benefit the people that you love, and make it different. This is really what life of Sarah is all about. So the question is being asked, what is this portion? What is this section to teach us about how we should live our life? Because the section, if you look at the story, is talking about Abraham is negotiating how to bury her body. That's really the beginning of the portion. There is a whole real estate negotiation going on there that I'm going to go into it. How does that relate to how to live the life like Sarah? So maybe we should go and jump in right away to the negotiation. What is exactly taking place? And when you look at the negotiation, there is a land. On that piece of land, there is a cave. At that cave, there is miracle that never existed before in the world, within this cave. The owner of the land and also the owner of the cave, should I call it landlord? Yeah, landlord. Have no idea what is the cave all about, have no idea about the field, have no idea what's going on. Abraham, so very specific, powerful, spiritual light within this cave. He realized something is magical. And he's come to his intention to go there. And he met Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are actually buried there. And they were ashamed when they saw him. And he asked them, why are you ashamed, Adam and Eve? So we embarrassed. The whole chaos that the world is seeing is because of us. We commit the first crime. And because of us, everything goes wrong. And you came, Abraham, and your wife came, and you fixed everything. You fixed everything. So we embarrassed to be next to you. It was our duty, our mission, and we lie. We didn't tell the truth. And because of that, because of our corruption, everybody suffered. The beauty about Adam and Eve, at least they knew and they admit they did something wrong. The second beauty about Adam and Eve, that they're ashamed to be around people who made it. And of course, when they heard that Abraham wanted to bury his wife there, Eve wanted to leave the cave. I'm not talking about Eve as alive. Eve was dead. The spirit of Eve was so ashamed. So you want to bring Sarah here? The one woman who changed this world to be honest? The one woman who changed this world to have no corruption? The one woman who brought to this world no lies? The one woman who brought shrara, meaning fight against all negativity? The one woman who brought singing and happiness into spiritual people? You bring her next to me? I cannot be next to her because I'm not in her level, Eve said. She did it right and I didn't do it right. I didn't follow the Creator the way I'm supposed to be. I didn't say it the truth as it is. I was friendly with the snake who teach me how to lie, how to cheat. That's me. So how can we learn from that negotiation? What's the energy of this week? Second, what are we getting from it? Third, what is Chaye Sarah? What is the life of Sarah? Life of Sarah, and how should we live a life like Sarah lived her life? So, let's go to the negotiation and hopefully we can learn something from it. Question, the Zohar asks, if you see a piece of land, and you see within the piece of land a diamond, gold, everything going on there, when you negotiate for the price, do you supposed to say to the owner, hey, there is gold, there is diamond, there's a lot of things going on in the ground, or you just ask the owner how much is it, you pay, goodbye, have a good day? Question, right? The Zohar said something shocking. אין דבר מתגלה אלא לבעליו. Something only revealed to the right owner. Meaning, because Abraham was the right owner of that piece of land, that today that piece of land is in Israel, it's called Hebron, because he was the right owner, that secret, that diamond called the cave of the Machpelah, just to remind you, the cave of the Machpelah, when everybody die and they see the tunnel is the cave of the Machpelah. The tunnel is Hebron. So when somebody dies, he has to go to there because that's the holiest place on earth when the soul departure from the body. Abraham saw the potential. Did he have to tell it to Ephron, to the owner, to the landlord? No, doesn't. It revealed only to him. From here we learn laws of business. When you want to buy something, you're not there to reveal to the person you're buying it from what's in it. That's not considered a lie to be quiet about it. You're supposed to tell him how much you want for it, and he will ask the money, you will pay, goodbye. The Zohar said that the landlord was really happy to get rid of that land, but didn't find what to do with that. To show you, when it's the right things need to be revealed for the right people, it will be revealed. But what can we do that the land that belongs to our soul will reveal to us? What can we do that the soulmate that belongs to us will be revealed to us? What can we do that we have the right partner in life? What can we do that we have the right children? What can we do that we can live in the right city? What am I supposed to be doing according to Chaya Sarah? Well, after the snake, Sidus Adam and Eve, the good and bad start being mixed with each other. There is good and bad together. In every good there is bad. In every bad there is good. The universe no longer operates in the same way that it was created by God. No longer. It no longer operates the same way. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means when something seems bad, it might be good for you. When something seems good, it might be bad for you. Now, does that mean that you should go only after bad things because they're good? No. The mix. If it will be bad, it's clearly bad, and this is clearly good, it's okay. But it's never going to be clearly good or bad. Within everything that seems a disaster, there is a diamond waiting for you. With the wrong, abusive relationship, there is a message that you need to hear it. In every single event of your life that seemed really bad, there is a secret. Abraham, now we understand the story. He come to Ephron. What is Ephron? What's the word Ephron mean? Ephron. E-F-R-O-N. Ephron. Stand for afar. You know what afar means? Dirt. Which animal God cursed that will eat dirt all their life? Snake. Abraham saw the snake took this land. The snake took this cave. How do I take it back? How do I take it back? After all, the snake is evil. The snake have Ain Hara. If you take the numerology value of Ain Ra or Ain Hara, what do we get? Debbie, help me out here. Ain Ra. What do we get? You have computer there. Without Hey, Ain Ra, what do you get? 200. 400. How much he pay for the land? 400 shekel. He paid 400 shekel, which is the Ain Ra. I heard this concept from a rabbi in Bnei Brak just after I finished my army when I was 22. Sometimes in life, when you pursue the truth, the right people come to your life. A lot of us feel that we're afraid of somebody take advantage of you and you lie. If your frequency is good, if you're a good person, if you work on yourself really good, and your last lifetime was okay, you have to start meeting the right people in your life. You have to start to meet the right people in your life. I was lucky enough to be surrounded by good parents, good grandparents. So I wouldn't tell you that I was a good boy to my parents, a good grandson, but I was seeing something that I thought was regular. Then I realized the generation of my parents, where they came from, what my grandfather taught my mom and what my great-grandfather taught my grandfather. You pass on a concept of not cheating, not lying, not take advantage of people. And I remember my father was not so much into religion and spirituality. He didn't teach me much. He just teach me not to judge people. That's what he asked me to do. Didn't teach me much. One thing. He said, please, few things, but one thing. Second thing he taught me, so to be not everybody who's rich is wise. That's a second thought. He teach me a few things. But what I'm trying to say, when you are surrounded by people that are affecting your life in a positive way, you're going to start looking for the real stuff in life, and lie will be no longer important for you. Abraham is taken from Ephron, what belonged to the Kedusha, what belonged to the holiness. This whole portion, my dear friend, is how can we take what belonged to our soul after the snake stole that from you last lifetime, 2 lifetimes ago, 1,000 years ago. You have things that belong to you. And if you're not going to start claiming it, you are not living a life, Chaye, Sarah. You're not living in the life of Sarah. Some of you are afraid to confront. Some of you are afraid to talk. Some of you are afraid to raise your voice because you're basically like a doormat that everybody step on you. I'm not talking about your family member. I'm not talking about your wife or your kids or something like this. I'm talking about like you as individual with the whole world. Yes, I know that in spirituality we teach how to be nice and kind and forgive. But when it's come to the snake, my friend, you have to do Chaye Shrara, the life of war, the life of fight. If you don't have that power or ability or need or desire to fight what's belonged to you, you are doing damage not just to yourself. You are doing damage to the whole world. The fighting spirit of a human being has to be because the snake stole everything from me. And I gotta bring it back. Now, of course, it has to be the balance. We don't talk about fist fight. We don't talk about having a sword or a gun. We are talking about that the snake as soldier. When Avram negotiated for the piece of land, he didn't negotiate with the snake. He negotiated with a guy named Ephron, Achiti, that's his name. And he bought it for him 400 מטבע עובר לסוחר, the coin. And that's why when you go to Hebron, it's pure holiness. There's no negativity in Hebron. In Hebron, no negativity. The whole piece of land belonged to Abraham. This is it. That's the piece of land. Abraham. And think about it. That piece of land really belonged to him. He did the contract, he did everything. So why did he do it for? I mean, it's only cemetery. Why it was so important for Abraham that the snake will not have a domination, a control, a grip over that piece of land called Hebron. The same thing in Ara Moriah in Jerusalem, where the temple is built. Also, where is the third place in Israel? Shechem, Nablus. It's another piece of land that Jacob bought. So those are the three places in Israel that was bought by contract. Nablus, Jerusalem, and Hebron. And nobody can claim it to be theirs. Because those are the three people who bought it, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is it. Isaac was sacrificed on Jerusalem, where the Temple Mount is. Jacob he bought the piece of Shechem, Nablus, and you have here we go, Deborah, if you want this piece. And Abraham bought the whole concept of basically Hebron. So what do we learn from that? We learn something very, very important. We learn that there is things that belong to your soul, but you have to buy it either with money, either with effort, either with blood, sometimes, God forbid. And the whole chaos that you see in the world in the last thousands of years, people are fighting and bloodshed and all this and that. It wasn't about people who are fighting. You're not fighting people. If you fight truly from your heart and from the truth, and you want to do good for the world, you're only fighting the soldier of the snake. The snake, a soldier that appear in this world. This is their job, this is their mission. Their mission is to create chaos. There is people, the whole mission is how can we bring this world into chaos. This is their mission. Are they bad people? No, they're like robots. They no longer have a free will. How did they end up being this way? Well, it's complicated because the time of the intercourse of their parents, when they created them, the father thought about himself, the mother thought about herself. The child, as a result, is very selfish. So who's getting involved? The snake. Snake being injected to their consciousness, negativity. Somebody is a killer. Snake being injected to his mind. A thief who abuse people. I don't know, sexual rape, or this is all snake. So everything that you see in the world, and sometimes you get shocked. And this is just the beginning. You're going to see a lot of shocking things happening because the snake and his soldier has to make it happen here and have a grip over us. So when you see people who abuse other people, who take advantage of other people, or people who take advantage of kids, God forbid. I mean, I don't need to tell you all about sex trafficking, of what's happening in our country, in the United States, how bad it is. And they've been here seriously thinking how Vital can help with that. This is one of the saddest things happening. I think it is happening all over the world. It's not just happening in Miami. I think it's happening all over. And I believe that the corruption go beyond our understanding. I'm sure there is judge involved, lawyers, doctors, teachers. It's bad. And it's nothing to do with sex. It has to do with sickness. Sickness. Trafficking is sickness, like the brain is not working. But it's not the brain. It's the snake. It's seducing people to do the wrong thing. This is the snake. And in portion of Chayei Sarah, we study how to get the good out of the snake. Not to get the good out of the bad. To get the good out of the snake. Because he stole from us many lifetimes. He takes from us pieces. He takes souls of good people. He takes everything. When he take it, he go ahead and offer it to somebody else as a payment for something really bad that someone else will do for the world. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine a judge who will be in a position to be judge after he killed 10 people? Would you agree with that? No. Is that judge crazy? No. is only a robot of the snake. And you don't need today the Golden Dawn and all kinds of mystical group that worship this and that. I'm never worried about people who are barking about we are doing magic, we are doing this, we are. Never worry about the one who scream and yell and they're normal people. The one who work for the snake are quiet. Snake cannot be seen. When the snake comes, it's come quiet. Snake doesn't bark. I don't know if you know that. There's no noise. Nothing. It just comes. That's snake. The same with the people. They're in a tough position in the whole world, in the government, doctors. I'm not giving you a solution how to fight it because I don't know myself. I'm going to work on something this year. May God help me. Too vital to do something that we can help at least children who've been abused by sex trafficking or other people who went through so much pain. We have to help. Now we have to help, and we need to understand the war is not against human being. The war is against the snake. That's what Abraham understood when he bought the land. He realized when he talked to the people that worked for Ephron, let's say Ephron is the snake. Abraham was talking to them. He didn't talk directly to Ephron. Why he couldn't go to Ephron? Because he knew that if he will talk together to Ephron, Ephron will be very suspicious. Why is Abraham, such a holy man, come to talk to me? I'm the worst person. I'm the snake. So he went to the people. So when you meet people who are doing something really bad in the world, you need to know they don't have free will. They're working for the snake. To redeem them from the snake, that's an art. And I'm sorry that I'm being a little bit mystical tonight, but I'm not sorry because we need to understand that bad exists in the world. And it's not because bad exists in the world randomly. There is schedule for the bad. When the snake and his soldier wake up in the morning, they plan the whole thing, how it's going to happen, what's going to happen. And do I have the answer what to do? I can only tell you, God didn't create the world in one day, so it takes time. It takes time. And that's what Sarah has come to teach us. Chaye Sarah. Chaye Sarah. You want to have a life like Sarah, you have to be a warrior. Who likes Sarah when she kicked Agar, the other wife, out of the tent? Do you like her? Nobody like her. Nobody likes Sarah for doing it. Ask all women in the world. They don't like her. How can you do it? It's not nice, not nice. Well, sometimes you have to stand up for the right thing because the right thing can help everybody else. So you either look bad in the eyes of one woman, but you look okay or good in the eyes of everybody else. And if you don't have that in you, my friend, could be the snake already took over your brain. If you just try to keep peace and quiet, and you say, well, I just want to relax, leave me alone. Then you don't get Chaye Sarah. Chaye Sarah is about going to war to take the diamond that was stolen by the snake. I'll tell you another thing. Remember the next story in this week portion? What is the next thing? Avraham is telling Eliezer, his servant, go find a wife to my son. And he's telling him exactly the direction where he need to go. Eliezer is going. And he said, how would I know with the right woman? Avraham blessing him, you will know. Your frequency is not a snake frequency. Now, the concern was that Eliezer will come back with a woman that already been influenced by the snake. There's a story going on here. How do you bring the right woman to the son of Avraham, the warrior against negativity? What do you do? He's arriving to the place and he's making a game with himself. So I'm going to ask a woman to give me water. And if she's generous, I know there is no snake in her. Because people with snake, they have evil eye. They're jealous from you. They don't like you. They might smile. They have the most beautiful lips. They've been injected with who know what. They have a perfect teeth when they smile. They have the best smile. Their skin is perfect. Like a snake. They keep changing their skin, That's what they care about, the skin. And then he's going there. He asked for water. She said, just for you. Let's make sure your camels get water too. The gentleman is shocked. Not only she's giving him, she's adding more than what he asked. She can't be from the snake. That's the first sign. When people ask me about how to find soulmate, I said, always check their level of giving and sharing and generosity. Always sharing. Generosity is the sign of goodness of a human being. I grew up, as I say, I'm going back to my family. That, my house when I was a kid, was like train station. We never really had privacy. Either my sister friend come, or either other friend came, or either Saturday night was everybody came, because I was young, so I had to go shopping for pasta and this and that. So always giving was there. I didn't realize that part truly add to my life and educate me until Debbie and me start with Vital. And the joy that we have to host people is unbelievable. The COVID was not bothering us for us, it was bothering us that we cannot give enough to the people. But soon it's going to be over. Like I say, I predicted in the Facebook, I say November 18, we're going to start hearing good news. So I hope, hopefully this week or next week, we're going to hear good news already about it. As I predicted, if you can listen to it for March, what I say, it's going to happen. Not because I'm a prophet. It's because the information is available. You have to learn how to go ahead and grab it. Going back to Eliezer. He realized that this woman, named Rebecca, same level of his master wife, Sarah. He was shocked. He never met a woman with such a generosity. He said, I gotta talk to your brother and father. I want you to be married to my master's son named Isaac. You go with her to meet the family. The family say, oh, please. They saw how much gold he gave her. Now the family, don't forget, her family are the snake, Lavan. I don't need to tell you about Lavan, what he did later on to Yaakov. That's the brother. They call him Lavan. Lavan means white. And they ask why they call him white. Because he appeared to be the purest person, but inside everything is a snake. He was one of the top soldiers of the snake. Lavan Arami. Arami. Lavan means white. Arami means the cheater. Meaning he look as good as pure as white, but he's not. What he does? Now Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, is negotiating. Are you giving me Rivka? Because I felt it's a sign from God. And he told them the whole story. And if they would say no, he would pack his stuff and leave. He wouldn't waste time. He didn't want to listen to them. He didn't want to talk to them. Would you do it this way? Or you're going to find some polite words. You're going to say, oh, you look good. I love your jacket. Is it wool or is it linen? No, Eliezer have no time for that. He realized he found the diamond hidden within a snake family. There's a mission need to happen here. I got to grab it and bring it to my master, Abraham. I got to grab it and bring it, the diamond, into Isaac. Yes, Rebecca is a diamond. One of the biggest diamonds ever to be born into this world. That's what was Rebecca. Rebecca couldn't wait to get out of that core of snakes, of that pit of snakes. And you need to know, when you negotiate with snakes, you have to remind them there is a boss. And he told them, I think God gave us a sign here. If you believe it, good. If not, I'm just going to go out and go back to my master. They look at each other and say, May Hashem, it came from God, this thing. We have to listen. And they agreed to the deal. Another negotiation of taking the good out of the bed. And it continues. This whole portion is like that. The whole portion of Chayei Sarah to teach us that there is snake out there that want to steal what's belong to you. And if you're going to fall asleep, you lose. So you have to have some sense of urgency this week to look around. Where's the snake fooling you? Where's the snake cheating you? And grab it and say, that's mine. Stay out of it. But don't judge now every human being who's not nice to you. That's not what it's all about. The people of the snake is the people who want to destroy the world. Even with something that nothing to do with you. Some of the thing has to do with the world. When I mentioned sex trafficking, just think about it. How bad can that be? This is destroy not just the country, it's destroy the world. Poor kids, poor mother, poor father. Dirty lawyer, dirty judges, dirty doctors. It's a corruption happening in front of our eyes when we don't even see it. And don't worry about the people that don't look holy. Always worry about the people that look holy. You know, somebody gave me a compliment on Friday. His name is Robert. He said, normal teacher, spiritual teacher has to look a certain way, and serious, and this. He said, when I talk to Eliyahu, and I really enjoyed that compliment. He said, when I talk to Eliyahu, he's not exactly the figure that you can recognize, oh, the guru, the rabbi, the priest. He's one of you. He's like, and I said that was my life goal, all my life, to be able to be like that. Why do I have to show that cover, the title? I don't think none of us need to show the title. We all have to be a warrior to fight that snake kingdom that's sending us so many soldiers around us. Now, what do? How do you recognize that you've been attacked by the snake weapon? Well, the Zohar, in verse Mem Aleph, min 41, Zohar of Chayei, say like this, כי כך דרכיו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. This is the way of God. You want to understand God? Not the snake, God. That's right. אם נותן עושר לאדם, if God give money to a human being, למה נותן לו? Why is he giving money? Why somebody become rich all of a sudden? Win the lottery, win big amount of money, hundreds of millions of dollars. Why? לזון את העולם. God gave that person money so he can nourish the world to make it a better place to be. ולעשות מצוותיו, לא עשה זה, אלא שמתגאה בעושרו, and to do the precept of God, or what God asked him to do. If he didn't do it, and he just have ego about his money, בו יוכה. This is the way that he's going to suffer. From the money that's supposed to give blessing to the world, the money will bring disaster to that individual. The money. How can money bring a disaster? Well, problem, corruption, FBI, IRS, problem will have to happen. Because that money doesn't have a blessing. If you are rich, you can be rich either from the snake, or either from the God. Get it, check it out. Check it out. If you use the money and you say, why am I rich? Why am I rich? Why am I rich? Why am I beautiful? Why am I smart? Why do I have the best vacation? Why am I happy? Don't say why I don't have money, why I don't have beauty, why I don't have wisdom. Be busy when you have it to ask, why me? That's when the beginning of winning the inner snake began. Tell us the Zohar. אם נותן לו בנים. If God give you children, למה נותן לו? Why is he giving you children? כדי ללמדם דרכיו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. So you have a chance to teach your kids about the Creator, about God. Not about the snake. Not about how to eat more. Not about how to steal. Not about how to kill. Not about how to have more sex so you can feel like ego. That's all the snake weapon. No, teach your children about the Creator, the Master of everything. כאמור באברהם, כי דעתיו למען אשר יצווה. Like to learn like Abraham, when he has his children, when he has Isaac, He was busy teaching him spirituality. לא עשה זה, אלא שמתגאה בהם. Some parents going around, that's my son. He went to Harvard. That's my other daughter or my other son. Oh, he went to college. Oh, unbelievable. Oh. Are you out of your mind? This child was donated to you by the Creator. It's not yours. Donated to you. בהם הוא מוכה. Through his children, he will be suffer. שכתוב לא נין ולא נכד. Same thing. The problem will happen with his kids. That will hurt him for the rest of his life. וכך בדרך זה כאשר נתן הקדוש ברוך הוא להם ביופי הטוב של האדם הראשון. למה נתן להם? We know that God gave beauty from Adam. Adam was the most beautiful human being ever got created. And it say, what was the purpose of it? You know, like if you remember, Samson was looking like Adam הראשון. למה נתן להם זה? לשמור מצוותיו לעשות רצונו לא עשו זה, אלא שנתגאו בו באותו יופי שנתברכו באורכו. Shaul, King Saul, looked like Adam. Samson looked like Adam. Those people brought disaster into his life, to their life. Shaul was hanging from his neck in the middle of a war. Shimshon was shaved his head and they took his eyes out while he died. He was busy being beautiful. And if you want to know the 6 people, tell us the Zohar, that had the beauty of Adam, Shimshon, Samson, Shaul, King Saul, Asael, that was running faster than any human being, Ashiyahu, Tzidkiyahu, and Avshalom. And Avshalom is the son of David, the one who has the most beautiful hair ever. So, when we are talking about that concept, what do you learn from that, my friend? The snake is hiring. And the snake is hiring people to worship him, to work for him, and to steal, and to abuse, and to do sex trafficking, and to do corruption in the government, corruption in the doctors, corruption with medicine, corruption with vaccine, corruption in every area of life. That's a snake job. So somebody born smart, they take the wisdom, they use it for the wrong thing. Born beautiful, let's manipulate people. Born with money, let's pay money and do more corruption. That's how exactly it works with the snake. And if we are not going to stop it as spiritual soldier of the light of the Creator, how it's going to stop? And who are we stopping? Well, the first thing is to start to spread this message, this spiritual message, to understand that not all people are the same. There is people who already been poisoned by the snake. Not all of them will be a way back. Some of them will, some of them not. You need to focus on yourself, to check yourself. You're not going to be perfect. But are you in for the soldier to hold the weapon of the Creator and to complete whatever Adam and Eve didn't do in the Garden of Eden? To continue the work of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To continue that work. I don't know if you're aware of that. Every one of them, all the way to the Bible, fighting the weapon of the snake. And it's continued till today. The snake look at us and laugh at us. Because we are, each individual, we have no chance. Doesn't matter how spiritual, you have no chance, none of us. But together, I always say, 11 people. 11 spiritual people who are going to work as one. We have a chance. Why 11? Once we have the 11, I will share with you the secret. 11 people together, unity, with no question asked. So we can remove this cloud of snake away from our life. So, the first thing we learn is the idea of all the gifts that you have. Just be careful a little bit. Be careful. Because the snake might want to use them. Now, Let me read to you another section. How do you do it? How do you do it to become like Abraham? So I'm going to verse 119. How do you do it to have a life like this? בואו ראה, come and behold. אברהם נתקרב לקדוש ברוך הוא וכל ימיו היה תשוקתו בזה. Abraham has one mission. He realized that there is two forces. The snake, when I say two forces, God forbid, I'm not comparing the snake to the power of the Creator. The snake is a test that you have to go through. I hope you understand. Okay? But the only way you can get out of the snake is when you connect to the Creator. כל ימיו היה תשוקתו בזה שהתקרב אליו. Abraham had one mission, how can I get closer to the Creator? ולא נתקרב אברהם ביום אחד או בפעם אחת. He didn't do it on one day or one time. אלא מעשיו הטובים הקריבו אותו בכל יום. He was busy on doing every day more good action, and those good action make him closer to the Creator. מדרגה למדרגה עד שנתעלה במדרגתו. When you are born, they're giving you a chance to go to the highest level. But not everybody make it to where they belong. Every day you have to take another action. And make sure you're not comfortable with that action. Look for something, how can I do something else? You have a neighbor that you never talk to. Go put on their, balconies, flowers. Do nice thing. Don't worry about if they know about you or not. Don't be like a snake that only care what people think. If you want to think what people think of you, care about one thing, the Creator. What the Creator think of you and what do you think about the Creator. שהיה זקן, when he was old, נכנס במדרגות העליונות רעות, שכתוב אברהם זקן, אז בא בימים. It said that Avraham was old and he came with the days. The translation, of course, he came with the days when he was very old. But what is when he came with the days? דהיינו בימים האלו עליונים. Every day came and witness on Avraham and they say, this Avraham, in this day, let's say today was Monday, so can you imagine when you go to sleep, Monday go to God, and Monday speak to you and say, wow, this Joe, let me tell you, Joe did great today. He helped so many people. So that they witness on you that you did well. Why is it so important? Because in life, there is no medium. You don't have medium, like gray area. I know we all want gray. You either go with the snake, you either go with the Creator. No between. The time that you're not with the Creator, you are with the snake. You want to be lazy, you're with the snake. Very, very simple. And that's why your job, your mission is to go ahead and steal and take the diamond that was stolen from the Creator to you or to somebody else and bring it back to the kingdom. So, how does the snake work? It's in verse 126. כאין זה מי שנטמע בעולם הזה, whoever make themselves impure in this world, מושך על עצמו רוח אטומה. Then, at that time, it's an invitation for the snake to work with you. If you want to invite the snake to work with you, which is much lower level than God, but most people are attracted to it because they feel it's faster. Whatever fast, you know how it looks like. Put things in a microwave and eat it. מושך על עצמו רוח אטומה. A person drawing the snake into their life, וכשנשמתו יוצאת ממנו מטמאים אותה הסטרא אחרא. And when the soul leaves the body, then the one who welcome him is the snake himself. ודירתו בין אלו הטמאים. Then the soul can only be around the snake people. Can you imagine? ואלו הם מזיקי העולם. And those people that while they are alive who worship the snake, meaning they're only going after the impure system, when they die, they become מזיקי העולם. They become the one who create damage to the world as a spirit, not as a body. And those spirit, כי כמו שאדם ממשיך על עצמו בעולם הזה, כן הוא דורתו וכן נמשך בעולם הנצחי. And what happened? If sometimes you have a thought to do something negative, you want to know where it's come from? It's come from those mezik going into your brain. So my dear friend, what we learned from this week, we're in a war. You like it or not, we are in a war. This is a war going on out there. I know we all want to relax and do ooh, ha, and some meditation, but there's a war going on. There's a war between the people of God, or the Creator, or the light, to the people of the snake. Now, the people of the snake, after they die, they're still working. Their mission is to affect the mind of a spiritual people to change side to the dark side. What will make a person accept $5,000 while he knows that the woman, man, or child being abused and just look the other way? Whatever you are, policeman, detective, lawyer, judge, or somebody who are in authority. How bad can it be? But we cannot understand it. We can't. We can only tell you what the Zohar said. It's injecting of tum'ah, it's injecting of lies, injecting of corruption. Not by the government. Everybody worry about the government. Government, if they are corrupted, they work for the snake. They're never the boss. The boss is the snake when it's come to corruption. And he make them do something. Why? Because they already have injected that negative thing called mazik into their mind. I'm sorry if I scared you a lot today. So I'm going to read to you something now.
We have 2 questions.
Oh, we have a question on that already?
Well,
Keep it for the end. One second. Keep it for the end. So what do we do? I'm reading from Ma'amar Lesiyum HaZohar from Rav Ashlag. Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag write something when he finished the Zohar. It say there is something is the only thing that can keep you away from the snake. It's called dvekut. In English, dvekut means cleaving. Cleaving means you become as the other thing is, you become it. It's almost like affinity. והנה ביארנו היטב תשובת חז"ל על הקושי, איך אפשר להידבק בו? How do you become like the Creator? How do you have cleaving to the Creator? How do you have affinity with the Creator? The Creator is not a human being. שאמרו שפירושו ידבק במידותיו. Just follow the attribute of the Creator, שהוא צודק מבית העמים, כדבקות הרוחנית אינה בקירוב מקום, כיוון שלא נפרדה הנשמה מעצמותו יתברך. Your soul is connected to the Creator all the time. All what you got to do is to break the body from time to time. Let's say you want to share, and you're not in the mood to share. Your body is not letting you. The body is the snake. The soul is the Creator. They live together. Make the body loose. Make the body loose. Stand up and don't be lazy. Go buy something to your friend. Go send a letter. Go send something funny to make your friend happy. Things like that, awakening the soul. אבל למעשה לא תצוג לפירוש דבק בבנתו, שפירושו להפריד את הרצון לקבל המודמה בטבע בריאתו, ולעבור לרצון להשפיע שהוא ההפך לטבע. What to do, say Rav Ashlag? How do we get out of it? He said in 2 lines, my friend. להפריד את הרצון לקבל, to separate the desire to receive for oneself alone, the selfish behavior we have, המוטבע בטבע בריאתו. The part that already been injected in the DNA of the body, meaning selfish agenda, ולעבור לרצון להשפיע שהוא הפך טבעו. And find how can I give, and how can I influence others, and how can I be generous with others, which is the opposite of what I am to my body. That's how the snake leave you alone. And at that moment, you become Sarah. Sarah from Shira, you're singing. Shira means singing. Why there is happy people? Because they're not been corrupted. When you're a kid, you laugh. Even there is some kids out there that been abused by the snake people. I can tell you. In my job, I hear so much pain of people. Pain. And I'm telling you, the snake is really doing well. Really doing well. We have to pray. We have to unite a group that we are praying for people. A praying group. I hope you help me with that. It say, כי אין האדם יכול לעשות תנועה בלי שום תועלת לעצמו, כמו המכונה שאינה יכולה לעבוד בלי חומר, דלק. אם לא יהיה שום תועלת לעצמו, אלא רק נחת רוח ליצרו, אין לו חומר וזה. שכל בסגר ומותו יתברך על השפעה, או שמשפיע עליו מטפלת לקבלה. רב אשלג asked question. If you only think giving, 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 you're going to run out of gas. That's what Rav Ashlag said. So what do you need to do? It say that you have to understand the romemut of the Creator, meaning when you give, your giving become the receiving. Meaning what? So you take in the section in Kiddushin, Talmud in Kiddushin, and it said there is a very important man. This is a Jewish law from 2,000 years ago. When normally, in a Jewish wedding in the old days, the woman is the one who is receiving the ring. What happens if the man is very famous and wealthy? What do we do with them? It's a קידושין, דף זין. באדם חשוב שהאישה נותנת לו כסף, נחשב לה לקבלה ומתקדשת. The law said that she allowed to give him the ring, and by her giving him the ring and he receiving it, that's the wedding. How can that be if the law said that he has to give it? Meaning, she get pleasure that somebody as rich as he is, important as he is, actually receives something from her. So her giving become her receiving. It's almost like I don't know how many of you have the tradition to serve an important person. I grew up with that tradition for my family, grandfather, that when you serve somebody who's holy, when you serve somebody who's tzaddik, when you serve somebody who's a scholar, you are actually receiving. So while you're giving, you're actually receiving. וכך הוא אצל השם יתברך, שאם בסיגור מותו, if you grasp who the creator is, אין לך קבלה יותר חשובה מנחת רוח. You're getting so much pleasure every day when you give. So you're no longer being tempted by the snake. Is that clear what I just say? I mean, your giving become the receiving. But if you don't respect the one you give to, then your giving is no longer to receiving. והוא די מספיק לחומר דלק לעבור לתגע בכל נפשו. Now, don't fall into that corruption on different spiritual organizations that claim that their rabbi or their guru is God. Nobody is God. We are here only to teach. We are here, the teacher is supposed to teach you about God. That's a teacher mission. If the teacher start to feel that people overly respect him, somebody asked me why on Friday I stopped people from compliment me. Why did I stop? It started 3, 4. So a student came to me and said to me, Eliyahu, why did you stop? We were like about 35 people here. I said, well, I start feeling joy. I start like it. And I was worried maybe the snake start to fooling me with my ego. So, and second reason I told him is because the Baal Shem Tov write, when people compliment you in public, in heaven they're opening the file to find out what's wrong with you. Better stay away from that, you know. And the Talmud, the third reason, the Talmud say, "En omrim shivcho shel adam befanav." You're not supposed to praise a person in front of him. So the Talmud asks, you never give compliment? The Talmud said, yes. Mikzato omer. You can say a little bit, but you cannot say the all thing. That's what the Talmud said. Again, maybe I'm an old school. And I'm just saying, when you respect the person, giving the person is the receiving. Giving, that's what Rav Ashlag teaching us. Giving the person is the receiving. So, going back to what we start with. Remove your selfish desire. Think, how can you give a person? You know, whatever you can give a tea. I remember it was a couple who came to see me that they couldn't have kids. No children. And they married pretty old. Oh, when I say old, I mean she was 49, he was 48. And they want to have kids. Come to me, Eliyahu, we heard you give blessing for children. A lot of people came here and they got pregnant. Help us. We're ready to sign a check for charity. I said to them, I know your business is not doing so well. So you cannot give charity, so leave it alone. How about you invite me for a tea? Because I know how much you respect me. And they say, tea? That's it? I said, yes. Because you respect me that much, and you have romemut, meaning you look at me very, very high, it's enough just a glass of tea that you give me. To that, everything will open up. Thank God they have 2 kids. I'm very happy. The whole thing is a miracle. I want to try to tell you, my friend, if you have romemut, if you look at the Creator as the greatest thing, then when you give something to the Creator and you feel the Creator receiving it from you, is it if you receive something. There is a story I want to share, but I know there is a question first, so let me hear the question. What's the question, please?
Where does warrior energy come from?
What?
Warrior energy. Where does warrior energy
It doesn't come from anywhere. Warrior energy, that if you don't have warrior energy, you already die. You may be breathing, I'm sorry for the insult. You may be breathing, but the snake already killed you. If you don't have that warrior energy to go and fight and get the diamond back to the domain of God, you already been killed, and you need healing. You need spiritual healing. You need a wake up. You need a slap in the face. But again, who do you believe at that can slap you? Who do you believe in that can shake you? If you don't believe, it's not going to help. You have to be 100% believe that you want to make a difference. But you can make a difference for the snake. You know, I mean, is everybody who's famous working for the Creator? No, most people who are famous working for the snake. The snake gives them being famous, and they have to do the work for him. That's how it works. So if you don't have warrior energy, I'm sorry for the bad news. You've been killed already by the snake. So the snake keeping you suppressed. And if you're not going to wake up, or somebody going to wake you up, that's going to be very sad. I meet many people in my life that they are dead. They're just living. They're just breathing. You know, like the Matrix, the movie, they just have a tube, they're eating, and they're not. Nothing is going on. They're eating, they're going to the bathroom, they're going eating again, going back to the bathroom, taking a shower, wearing the clothes. It's too cold, it's too hot, the weather, the campaign, who won, is it this president, that's all what they do. There's nothing going on. So where do you get the energy? The energy you get from a teacher. If you have a good teacher, that's the only way to get you out of that. Second thing.
If you feel good from the receiving after you give, is there a possibility of your ego getting inflated?
That's the most stupid question I ever heard in my life, and I'm sorry to insult you, whoever asked that. You have ego no matter what. What are you talking about? What, do you think the ego ever stop? You're giving, you're receiving, and the sake of receiving and giving. Ego is there all the time. What do you think, the snake took vacation like you to Cancun? You think the snake take a break? Never take a break. We take a break. Snake never take a break. So ego, always. I didn't even hear what you asked. Once I heard the word ego when you receive for the sake of sharing and I have ego, I have ego. You have ego. Asking the question, you have ego. Don't you think, why did you ask that question? I don't know who asked it. Debbie never tell me the names, but whoever asked it, why did you even ask the question? That's a question by itself. Now, if you do sharing, if you're thinking to share, then share already. Help. Now, if you share because you want to be recognized, then of course it's an ego. Then why you share? Don't you think? I mean, it's not that you choose to have ego. You've been injected by the ego by the snake. The snake fool you. A lot of people are not going to like this lecture. I love this lecture, and I hope this lecture will be the most famous lecture ever. So people get out of your couch and chair and potato chips and go out to the world to start helping. Emergency room, peoples, abuse, sex trafficking. There's enough problem in the world we need to help. And we need all of you to help with that. So stop being busy if you share the sake. If you have ego, don't have ego. We don't have time for that. We have time to save the world. We not have the sitting on the couch and doing like this. I think I'm spiritual because I shared banana yesterday. That's not all it's all about. We're here to save the people that have been captured by the snake. That's our job. Stop with the lies and corruption. We're never going to be perfect. So don't try to make yourself perfect. Try to make yourself connected to the Creator so you can become the soldier to get what out their back, like Abraham did with Ephron, like Eliezer did with the Rivka. We need to grab whatever is there out there. I mean, look at the end of the Pasha. Yitzchak taking Rivka to his mother tent, and then he loved her. What kind of man marry a woman and love her later? So the Ramban, Nachmanides, said that he couldn't love anybody because he was so busy loving his mother who just passed away. And Sarah was the ultimate woman. So for him to lose something like that, he never believed that it would be fulfilled. When he met Rebecca, he started to get fulfilled, and because of that, he was able to love her. If there is any question?
No.
No? I'm sorry if I insult somebody today, but I'm actually not sorry. If me speaking to you like this without knowing your name, and you get upset by that, let me tell you a secret. The snake took over your brain. Be careful. Good luck. Thank you.